Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Reasons why Diontae Johnson wanted to be traded by Steelers revealed. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been a part of plenty of surprises during the 2024 NFL offseason. One of the biggest was their decision to trade Diontae Johnson to the Carolina Panthers for Dante Jackson. Now the reason why Johnson wanted to be traded has been revealed. According to The Athletic's Mark Kaboly, Johnson was concerned that the Steelers' quarterback situation was going to prevent him from putting up the numbers he would need to secure a big contract once his deal with the Steelers was over at the end of the 2024 season. Johnson was traded because he was heading into the final year of his contract, he wasn't going to be re-signed, and he felt the Steelers' quarterback situation wasn't going to put him in the position to cash out on another contract next year. Johnson's time with the Steelers peaked back in 2021. That season he made 107 catches for 1,161 yards and 8 touchdowns on his way to being named to the AFC's Pro Bowl roster. Then Ben Roethlisberger retired and Johnson's numbers have been on the way down ever since. With Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett throwing him the ball in 2022, Johnson's numbers dipped to 86 catches for 882 yards, and he didn't catch a touchdown. This past season, he fell behind George Pickens in the pecking order at receiver and saw his numbers come down even further. In 2023 Johnson made just 51 catches for 717 yards, but was able to find the end zone again, making 5 touchdown catches. Even with the Steelers making improvements at quarterback, there was still some concern over whether the numbers would improve in 2024. Pickens' spot at the top of the WR depth chart seemed to be pretty secure after his 1,140-yard second season, and the Steelers could throw the ball even less in 2024. New offensive coordinator Arthur Smith tends to run the ball a ton, which could limit opportunities for the Steelers' receivers. With that uncertainty and an expiring deal, Johnson will now try to get his numbers back up on a new team with a struggling young quarterback of their own. If Johnson's biggest concern was putting up numbers that would help him secure a big contract after the 2024 season, the Panthers might not have been the best fit for him. The Panthers threw the ball pretty frequently in 2023. They were right around the middle of the league with 586 pass attempts, which was 80 more passes than the Steelers threw in 2023. Unfortunately, they weren't very effective with those attempts. Rookie QB Bryce Young completed just 59.8% of his pass attempts last season for 2,877 yards. Both of those numbers were worse than what the Steelers got out of their disappointing group of QBs. He also threw just 12 touchdowns while being intercepted 11 times. However, there are reasons for Johnson to be hopeful about his new situation. The first is that he should be the top target in Carolina. Last year it was Adam Thielen, who will be 34 at the start of the 2024 season. He had 103 catches for 1,014 yards in 2023. The Panthers have also taken big steps to try and improve Young's protection for next season. They gave big contracts to Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis to take over the starting guard spots. The Panthers will also be hoping for improved play out of Ike Ekwonu in his third NFL season. If all of this leads to improvements from Young, then Johnson could absolutely put together a season that will earn him a big contract in free agency in 2025. If Young doesn't get better, it could be a long year for Johnson that is followed by a disappointing offseason. Steelers floated as still interested in adding another QB. The Pittsburgh Steelers have completely transformed their quarterback room. But they may not be done adding to the position. At least that's what Steelers Now's Nick Farabaugh proposed on April 1st. If you know anything about the Steelers, they love to go into training camp with 4 quarterbacks, Farabaugh wrote. And it seems like they could add someone else. The Steelers will host Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who is a potential first-round pick, for a pre-draft visit. But Farabaugh mentioned 2 other more realistic quarterback targets for Pittsburgh. The Steelers sent quarterbacks coach Tom Arth to South Alabama Pro Day to scout Carter Bradley, and they are hosting free agent quarterback Corey Curtis for a private workout, wrote Faribault. Those guys' additions are not going to shake the room, but it signals a concerted effort to add someone else. Pittsburgh is searching to fill out this room. The Steelers are very likely done making blockbuster moves behind center. But signing another quarterback for depth is a distinct possibility. Faribault reported Steelers quarterbacks coach Tom Arth scouted Carter Bradley at his South Alabama Pro Day. Although a college quarterback, Bradley could give the Steelers a very experienced number 4 QB. Bradley spent 6 seasons in college playing for Toledo and South Alabama. As a senior at South Alabama, he completed 67.8% of his passes for 8.2 yards per attempt. He also threw 19 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. In 6 college seasons, he appeared in 46 college games. He averaged 7.8 yards per pass with 61 touchdowns and 27 interceptions. Faribault added that the Steelers will host Corey Curtis for a private workout. Curtis played at Ohio State in 2017, sitting behind J.T. Barrett and former Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins on the depth chart. Curtis also played at Bryant University and then at Gannon as a graduate senior. For an organization that loves carrying 4 quarterbacks through the summer, it makes sense for the Steelers to be interested in adding one more signal caller. The question is whether that quarterback will have a chance to make the team's final roster. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields will obviously be Pittsburgh's top 2 quarterbacks. The Steelers also signed Kyle Allen this offseason. To steal a popular phrase from Tomlin this offseason, Allen is at least in the pole position to be the team's number 3 QB. But if the Steelers take the time to add another signal caller, it will probably be to push Allen for that role. Bradley or Curtis could have the traits to do that. For a late-round quarterback, Bradley can sling the pill all over the yard, and those traits are what teams are looking for in targets that late in the class, Faribault wrote. Curtis is in a similar vein with great physical tools, and given Gannon is a somewhat local school for Pittsburgh, the connection there is strong. He remains someone to monitor closely. Allen will have an advantage from an NFL experience perspective. He has started 19 games in his career and spent 6 years in the league. Allen has completed 62.6% of his passes for an average of 6.7 yards per pass in 30 NFL games. He has posted a 7-12 record as an NFL starter. Steelers hosted free agent LB for a visit. The Pittsburgh Steelers have had one of the most surprising off-seasons of any NFL team in the league. Many fans wondered what the team was going to do at the quarterback position, a question they answered a few different ways. The team added both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson to their roster, leaving no room for Kenny Pickett, forcing the team to trade him away. Now that the Steelers have figured out what they're doing at quarterback, they can start to figure out how to configure the roster around both of these players. While their focus is on the upcoming draft, the Steelers are not counting out any free agents in the meantime. As the Steelers Depot pointed out on Twitter, the Steelers hosted Khaleke Hudson for a visit. Hudson is currently a free agent after spending the last 4 seasons with the Washington Commanders. He took a while to find his footing in the NFL, but in his 4th season with the Commanders, he started to figure things out, achieving career numbers in every statistical category. This could be an encouraging factor for the Steelers' coaching staff, especially since they tend to be more defensive-focused. By having the right coaching staff help train him, Hudson could find a home with the Steelers for the next few seasons, assuming they come to an equitable contract agreement. The Steelers might be looking for players like Hudson to help grow and develop this team back into a perennial playoff hopeful over the next few seasons. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of Khaleke Hudson? Leave your opinion in the comments.